Mississippi.org. And if you like catfish, then we've got an event for you. The 45th Annual World Catfish Festival is being held April the 2nd in downtown Belzoni. And joining us today to tell us a little bit more is Miss Emily and Miss Katy. Hey, ladies.
Hey.
Hey.
So good to have you both on. Miss Emily, we'll start with you because I know the Annual World Catfish Festival has been one of the longest running and largest festivals in Mississippi's history. But sadly, it kind of hit pause over the last couple of years. So when's the last time the festival took place?
The last time we were able to have a festival was in 2019. In 2020, we had the planning all the way down until almost mid-March, and then we had to pull the plug on everything. So we're really excited to have it this year.
Well, let's go back to, 45 years ago? I mean, I wasn't even a thought in my parents' mind, but celebrating in the industry of catfish obviously was on the mind of Mississippians because they decided to come together and create an event around celebrating catfish. So how did this event get started?
Well, the very first Catfish Festival was on April 8th, 1976, and it was on a Thursday. And it was sort of marketed as a bicentennial celebration, being 1976. I recently pulled some old newspapers from our Belzoni banner, our local newspaper, and read about the first festival. And it's really transformed into more of a music and arts and crafts festival over the years. But the first one was much different. They had the Commissioner of Agriculture at the time, Jim Buck Ross, speak, and even had their featured speaker, Governor Cliff Finch. So it was much different. We don't have those kind of speakers now. We have a lot of music and things and pageants. And there was actually only one musical presentation that day. It was two ladies from Charleston, Mississippi, Lou Ann Coster and Cindy Mullen.
I wonder if those ladies are still with us and singing a tune. It would be cool to pay ode to, the ones that maybe got it started. But I agree with you, Emily. There's enough political talk. We can allow the music and the fun and the festivities to take place, at least at our festivals. Now, Katy, your family is in the catfish industry. And so why is it special to have an event just for king catfish?
Well, the promotion and recognition from the festival really shines a light on a product that we work hard on every day. And catfish is really known in this area, so everyone wants to come to the festival. I grew up going to the festival every year, so it really is something unique to the area.
And Simmons is a name everyone knows when they think of catfish in Mississippi. I feel like that's a fair statement to say, Katy. So how long has your family been farming catfish? I'm sure a lot longer than the festival's been around.
Well, my dad started farming catfish in the 70s, and then he opened our processing plant in 82. So we're celebrating our 40th year in business for the processing plant.
Okay, so the festival, has outshined that about 5 years. So I think that's, that just goes to show, though, the roots of this industry in the Mississippi Delta. And I know that is one of the prides of Belzoni, right, Emily, is the fact that it's the heart of the Delta, but it's also the heart of the catfish industry. So there has to be some good eats there. I know you mentioned the music and the crafts, which we'll get to, but is there some good catfish being served up?
Absolutely. Oh, my goodness. We have actually a great number of tasty food trucks coming to the festival, and we've had to turn down a great number of food trucks, and I always hate to do that. But we have Larry's Catfish out of Itabena, Mississippi, coming to cook our catfish that day, and we're so excited. And we're also excited to have the 2021 Best Food Truck in the State, Crooked Letter Kitchen, as well as food trucks from all over the state coming. We're excited about the food. I'm going to have to take some home after.
Well, you mentioned, too, Emily, that there were other ways the catfish get represented here or get honored. I think I heard a pageant, which I think is very interesting, and then some arts and crafts. So what other way is catfish sort of on display for the festival?
Well, Rebecca, we have two catfish pageants. We have a Little Miss Catfish pageant at 10 a.m. for our little girls from 3K all the way up to 6th grade. And then we have a scholarship pageant at noon for our older girls, 17 to 24. And like I said, that's a scholarship pageant. The Little Miss is all for fun. Maybe some of them take it very seriously, but it's mostly for fun. Our scholarship pageant, though, awards the winner $2,000 in scholarship money, $250 $50 in a clothing allowance, travel expenses, and she gets to attend the Catfish Farmers of America convention, which I've never been to that, but I hear it's a great time. So our winner, our Miss Catfish, really gets a lot out of this pageant.
I feel like we're going to have to meet her, Emily, here on Good Things whenever she is crowned as the 2022 Miss Catfish. I feel like that's a really cool title to hold. Okay, Katy, how exciting is it for the industry when this event sort of rolls back, or to see this event coming back after a few years hiatus? What are you looking forward to?
Well, with the Catfish Queen contest, each contestant has to pick a farm or a plant to sponsor them. And so we sponsor a contestant every year. And the contestant we sponsored in 2019 won. And she's been Catfish Queen for 3 years now. So she's had a big job, and she was just we had our Catfish Convention in New Orleans recently, and she was there. But this year we're sponsoring Clara Anna Yates. So I'm excited to see how she does. But another thing that I really love that's unique to the festival is the Belzoni Garden Club play. I love seeing that. That's something I've been doing, since I was a little girl. It's really unique to the festival.
It sounds like, Emily, there's just so many special pieces to the Annual World Catfish Festival. And I know here through Good Things, we've highlighted some of the artists who have made the iconic posters, which has become its kind of own collector's item of this event. So when did this kind of catch on as becoming something to for people to collect? And then who can we look forward to creating it this year?
I would say that it has been important from the very beginning. In fact, not too many people even have the full collection. I think our local lawyer, Cham Schroeder, may be one of the only ones that has the full collection of posters. So they are very iconic. We've had many artists over the years do it. H.C. Porter from Vicksburg was a big one that we had do it for many years. They are in most businesses, homes, hunting camps, and venues all around the Central Delta and beyond. And people actually still order past posters from our Catfish Museum. Now, this year, JMH Graphics out of Hattiesburg designed our T-shirt and poster for us. And not every year has the T-shirt and poster match, but it does this year. And right now, we're looking at potentially maybe getting an artist commission to do our poster for next year. We're already looking at some people.
And if you're looking at SuperTalkTV.com, I actually put this year's poster up. Emily, they can see the 45th Annual World Catfish Fest in the poster, which would also, I think you said it would be on the T-shirt, which I think is really exciting. And you love something to collect, right? And people love T-shirts, and I love the idea of the poster for sure. Okay, Katy, we were supposed to be having this conversation on Tuesday, which would have been our Tasty Tuesday here on Good Things, but the tornado had other plans for us, or the weather did. But when you think of catfish, I know the first thing people say is fry it up with some hush puppy and fries. But there's got to be, and I know there is, other ways to enjoy catfish. So what is your favorite way to cook up catfish other than frying it?
Well, my family's go-to is always Miss Sybil's baked catfish with cheese. It was created by a lady from Indianola, Sybil Arant. And I think it was in the 80s, and it was even featured in the New York Times. So it's pretty cool. And then I feel like I could go on and on. We make catfish gumbo and catfish cakes, and we've thought of it all.
You have thought of it all, and I think I see Rhino over there Googling up just a little bit. We may be trying that recipe on future Good Things, Katy. That sounds absolutely delicious. And Emily, if we are ready to plan our trip to Belzoni, I know it's coming up April the 2nd. That's next weekend, not this coming weekend, but the next. How do we make our plans or see all the events of what will be going on?
One of the best ways to get all the information you need is on social media. I mean, that's how everybody's doing it these days. You can go to our Facebook page, World Catfish Festival, or you can go on Instagram, World Catfish Fest. We also have a website, belzonims.com. We have a great lineup this year, and we're just so excited for all of our musicians, our Belzoni Garden Club play, as Katy mentioned, our pageants, and we have lots of surprises. In fact, this is something that not a lot of people know about right now, weather permitting, of course. Pafford EMS has actually offered to come and fly in our former Miss Catfish, Lily Kate Saxon, into the festival at 9:30 a.m. And they're going to stick around and let kids sit in the helicopter and everything. And they offered to do all of this, and I just can't thank Pafford enough for that. It's amazing.
Sounds like it's going to be a great welcome back and a breath of fresh air to the World Annual Catfish Festival. Emily and Katy, thank you so much for your time here on Good Things. Best of luck for good weather and good catfish.
Thank you, Rebecca.
So much.
All righty, you guys stick with us. We got more for you.